All right, everyone, last one for the day. I'm going to bring out another reptile. It is a lizard. Lizards are reptiles, cousins to snakes, crocodilians, and turtles and tortoises, and a couple other oddball reptiles. Reptiles, cold blood, scaly skin, and a backbone. So this is an animal I've had at my house for quite a few years. This is a rescue, and it is the most commonly kept pet lizard in the world. It's a leopard gecko. But when you think of the cat leopard, they've got spots. Your average typical wild leopard gecko has spots. This is a patternless leopard gecko. And considering its habitat, this patternless leopard gecko would actually have a better chance of survival in the wild than the other one for camouflage, for protecting itself. Leopard geckos live in a really fairly dry, hot spot in Asia between three countries. And it does rain there, but a lot of the year it's pretty dry and hot. They come from India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. Dry and hot, sandish ground cover there. So this guy would have a better chance of camouflaging than your average normal spotted one. But this is a color variation created in captivity for the pet trade. And there's quite a few different color variations or color morphs of leopard geckos. They are a smaller lizard and they can live a long time. This little guy is getting close to being 18 or so years old. They're typically, well, they are smaller than your pinky finger when they hatch out of an egg. And the girls only lay 2 eggs at a time for maybe 5 or 6 months of the year. So they're not a really prolific animal, which means you have a lot of babies. But I guess they have enough to keep their numbers up because they are all over in the wild and lots in captivity. So camouflage is first for defense. They can run, I'm going to say medium speed for a lizard. But this is a lizard that is famous for its defense with its tail. This lizard has the ability to drop its tail. It doesn't break bones, it doesn't bleed, doesn't even hurt. But when the tail comes off, it wiggles like a giant worm to distract its predators. I call this defense by distraction. All of a sudden, it looks like there's 2 lizards there. One runs away. Odds are the predator is going to go after the easy food, which is the wiggling tail. This lizard will regrow or regenerate its tail in several months, maybe up to 6 months it'll take. So it really only wants to drop that tail if it feels there's no other options. There are some other lizards like crested geckos and gargoyle geckos that if they drop their tail, they can only use that defense once. So it's really important. It's do or die situation. Coming from that part of the world, he doesn't eat butter chicken like I would really like to have for dinner tonight or aloo gobi or anything like that. All leopard geckos are carnivores. I do give mine just bugs, some worms, maybe a baby mouse once in a blue moon called a pinky, but crickets. And I do typically vitaminize my crickets a couple times a week on feeding time. I do always gut load the crickets that I feed my animals by giving them like carrots and broccoli and sometimes yams and things like that. Different types of vegetables to give them nutrients on the inside. And then when you vitaminize the outside of them, I put mine in a container. I put the powder in, vitamins and minerals. I put the crickets in and I shake it up. I call it shake and bake like you might do your chicken. And that way the insect has some nutrients, but it's got lots on the inside and lots on the outside. And I do that obviously to give my animals as many nutrients as they can get. So I hope you enjoyed meeting this little guy. Oh, one other thing, they are another nocturnal animal. Most animals are nocturnal. Come out at night, it's harder to be seen by your predators. So everyone, thanks again. Have a good, safe Halloween. And I should come back next week with some more other animals for you. Thanks again.